also to help you support you the initiatives of WynActive and Wyndham City. Hi, welcome to the latest WynActive webcast. I hope you're really enjoying them. I know we're having a ball with them and meeting lots of great people. As you know, what we're trying to do here is to really increase the communication around COVID-19, but especially how it relates around Wyndham, but also meet some great people, have a laugh, get some great stories, but also some tips about how to survive in this unusual, I suppose, environment. But first of all, of course, my co-host, my partner in crime, my sidekick, it's James Robicella. James, how are you? But I've got a really important question for you today. We're now about 7 or 8 weeks, I've lost count, into social isolation. How are you coping?
Thanks, Barry, and hello to you and everyone out there that's listening in. Yeah, very excited to be here once again, and it's a great question because I'm sure we're all probably getting to that stage now where we've gone through the chaos of everything shutting down, and I guess all those challenges sort of appearing in front of us and waiting ourselves through. But now we're in a period of I guess everything's sort of settled for some, and that's probably the approach I'm taking it at the moment, is looking to create some routine. And strangely enough, I feel like I'm in a bit of a routine at the moment, and for us working at home and fortunate enough to do so, that's whether it be the physical activity before work that I usually do, it's trying to replicate what was in the past and in these new challenging times. But I think that's the backbone to everything that I've been doing, is look to schedule out the day and try and tick some boxes and have some small wins. And I think across the guests that we've had, it's about celebrating those small wins. And we've been grateful for a lot of things on these webcasts, Barry, and it's about celebrating them at the end of the day. So yeah, it's been interesting, but again, we're not here to talk about ourselves, Barry. We're here to talk about our wonderful guests who are on, and they're a lot more interesting than us. But really excited around our guest here, and I'll throw it over to you to introduce.
Thanks, James, and it is really my pleasure. And Anja is someone that I've got to know probably over the last 8-10 months, Anja, but and someone who I admire, respect, and is incredibly popular at WynActive. Anja D'Alessandri, I hope I got that right, Anja.
Spot on. Perfect.
works for WynActive and is the SwimSchool Coordinator, as well as a group fitness instructor, and very, very well-known face around WynActive. Hi, Anja, how are you today?
I'm great, Barry, and thank you so much, Barry and James, for having me on today. I'm excited just to have a chat.
Oh, look, it's great to have you here. What we do like to find out about is a little bit about your background, and you have got a fairly diverse background, but and how you came to WynActive, and I know the answer to this, but tell everyone else what your passions are now as well.
Mm-hmm. So I've been at WynActive for almost 5 years, so coming up to a 5-year anniversary soon. And I started just as a group fitness instructor. Walking in, I just had my daughter about 6 months prior, and I've been working in a few other gyms since then. And I had someone refer me, say, "Oh, they're looking for instructors. Why don't you go and put your details in?" And so put my resume in and had an interview. And within the next week, I was in there teaching. And so started off just doing cycle, which is a passion. So I've always loved bike riding and cycling, and I just had the opportunity to build on my expertise, particularly at WynActive, where they've sponsored a lot of my qualifications as well. So they've just been absolutely such a supportive and wonderful organisation to work for, and so I feel really privileged to be now sitting in the role of SwimSchool Coordinator, and just get to continue to invest into the company that's invested into me. And I think that's such an important part of what we can do as staff, but also people, is to sow back into the community that enriches us.
So for me, the question is, how do you go from group fitness to swim school?
Yeah, it's a big question, big jump too. So I guess my part of my background is in staff leadership and management, and prior to jumping into the fitness industry, I'd actually gone on my own personal journey of losing 60 kilos.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
And what a great role model.
Yeah, so I did that progressively. I think over I've maintained it now for 15 years. So which is the proof in the pudding, I think, so to speak. But yeah, it was just over the course of 18 months, and you have that epiphany where it's from the head to the heart kind of moment, and so yeah, I just started to attend gyms. I'd never been to gyms before, so I was a complete rookie prior to the whole gym experience, and you've got your fears, and I think that foundation of having that crossover has really enabled me to relate to people and be able to bridge that gap from someone who is fearful of stepping into our kind of industry or our environment, and making them feel relaxed, making them feel like this is a place where they can belong. And there's such important things within our culture today that people want to feel like they belong. And so part of that journey for me is my background in staff leadership, but also then upskilling myself and becoming a swim teacher, and then firstly an aqua aerobics instructor, then a swim teacher. Then if I was to list all the things that I do, I'd be here a while. But yeah, being gifted the opportunity just to come and work in swim school and be seconded in a position for a time, and just being able to build the team and speak into the team, and so that's sort of been the integration and crossover there, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it and loving it and continuing to be able to stretch me, and that's the challenge. That's what you want to continue to be stretched and have opportunity to grow within yourself, but also see fruits of your labor, I think is really important, and that's what I'm seeing, so yeah, which is good.
That's brilliant, Anja. And moving to the topic of swimming, and it's a favorite Australian pastime, and I do recall going back and reflecting on the learning to swim in the local recreation centres, and there's so many involved in the Learn to Swim program at WynActive. I suppose they're probably missing the pool, and getting out there and throwing the arm over. Like, what can people who, I suppose, the pool has been ripped away from them, what can they, and they love their swimming, what sort of things can they be doing to sort of continue that progression of swimming development, I suppose, outside of the pool?
Yeah, so I guess there's a lot of different factors for individuals. So it starts because we have such a huge range of ages that we teach. We have the Wonder Years. So we have the Swim and Survive program, and the Wonder Years is the babies. So parents with babies, it's all about the water familiarization. So I'd encourage, if you've got little babies, just have a shower with them, or get yourself in the bath with them, and just get them familiarized with the water. So that would be something that parents can do with little babies. Then we come to our preschool, which is our Courage program, and again, that's just water play. So if you can get in the bath, get them like little shower toys and all that sort of stuff that you can engage the kids with, but then also starting to think about, as we progress then onto our student level, so anywhere from grade 1, you'd say, to secondary school, and that's when we start to really refine what it is, the techniques of swimming. And for those kids, it's really important about just keeping active. Stretching is important. I see that a lot as being a group fitness instructor and specialising in Pilates. Stretching is something that kids actually lose their mobility and flexibility as they get older. So I'd really be encouraging parents at home just to be stretching with your children, making sure that they can lift their arms all the way up over behind their ears type of thing, and running, and keeping them active and just engaged. And I think that's probably the most important thing that parents can be doing with their kids. And then we think about those that are older that love to swim, like what you were saying, you know, and I think about, you know, there's something unique about a swimmer that when your head's in the water, I don't know about you, but I think that swimmers are thinkers. You know, as you are in that zone and you're doing your laps or whatever, there's this quiet place you find. And I think you can do the same sort of thing with running or with cycling. It's those individual sports, and you've got to find those things that you can find that inner space, that get in that zone, working hard, and just keeping that momentum and that cardio work happening. So that would sort of be my recommendation in terms of, you know, things that you can do while we're not able to actually physically be in the water, and then just look forward to the day where the beaches are open and, you know, the pools are open and we can just start to experience the joy of water. And you know, and coupled in with all of that is, you know, we really want to still continue to reinforce the water safety message, which is so important. You know, they do go hand in hand. We really can't have one without the other, because, you know, if you want to enjoy swimming, you have to be safe around the water. So that would be my tips.
Oh, and what a tip that was.
Yeah, sorry.
It's probably the most important one, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, I just saw then the shirt you've got on, Anja. Just
Yes.
show us what it is.
WynActive, but then at the back, it says SwimSchool. I don't know whether you can see that.
Oh, I think we've just got a glimpse there. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm a true patriot.
Absolutely. So even in uniform, James, when working from home.
That's it. That's it.
Good stuff. Anja, as you've seen in other webcasts, and those people that watch these know that we really try and focus on the positive, and we start doing that by saying, what are you grateful for today? So what are you grateful for today?
I think one of the challenges that I've had in this kind of lockdown phase, and I've noticed that a few of your other representatives or other guests have actually mentioned it too, it's the homeschooling fact. And me being a parent, I've just, as challenging as that has been, you know, was such a rewarding moment that I experienced the other day. And it was when my daughter's in prep. She's 5. She's just started school. I was so excited to send her to school, and then it stopped. And and so I guess, you know, the challenge and the transition of working hard and teaching at home as well is a juggling act for parents. But I had this moment where she had a Zoom class, and it was a one-on-one with a teacher, and she's learning to blend her words and to put them together. And so here's the teacher showing her words. And I just had this moment where I went, you know, I saw her start to read. And I thought to myself, what a privilege that I've had this opportunity, this sneak peek into the classroom per se, and sit there and actually see my daughter read for the first time. So that's one thing I'm really grateful for. As challenging as it is, you look at the silver lining.
Fantastic. That's what a wonderful story, and thanks very much for sharing that with us, Anja. James, how about you today?
Yes, and look, as we acknowledge in the past, Barry, where, you know, each webcast we have, we've got to be grateful for something, and it's a fantastic challenge. And I'm really taken aback by your story and all the other things that people have been grateful for. So I suppose I'm putting my gratefulness in perspective, that I like to celebrate the little things. And for me today, I'm grateful for my coffee, because it means the 5 or 10 minutes that I get to have a break for myself. There we go.
There we go.
And I don't think my Nespresso machine has ever been used more. So I'm quickly finding out which is my favourite. It's I think it's the red ones. It's these new special edition ones, whatever they may be. But that's what I'm grateful for, that coffee break, because it just means that I get to enjoy something and take sort of 5-10 minutes out to take a break. And I encourage everyone else to, you know, it might not be coffee, maybe it's physical activity, maybe just stepping outside, or switching on the TV, or whatever it may be, that allows you to sort of take some time for yourself. That's really important. So Barry, I'll throw it over to you. The challenge for today is to be grateful for something, and I know you've got something ready. And what are you grateful for?
Well, thanks, James. I just want to endorse your coffee story. I love my Nespresso machine too. This is going to sound a little bit strange, but recently we've had a lot of rain, and in probably the past 10, 15 years, we've had a couple of periods of drought. So I just sort of stood back today and when you go, oh, the rain, yeah, we've had a lot of rain. Wow, isn't that great we've had rain? It's how we frame things. And all of a sudden my perspective changed. You know, yes, it's harder to get outside, and if you do, you get wet and da-da-da-da-da. But it's wonderful. It's just absolutely wonderful. What's the opposite of? We're in drought again, and we don't want that. We want lots of water. We want lots of rain. We want our gardens to grow, etc. So I'm really grateful that even though it was a bit difficult for the rain recently, and I just love it. And to be honest, when it does rain, I love getting out and walking in the rain as well.
Yeah. I think that's right, Barry. You know, if you're lucky enough to get outside and see the sports fields out there, you've probably never seen them so green before, and I'm sure all the sporting community are chomping at the bit to get out there on the fresh grass. But in hindsight, I think this break period will yield some real benefits for all the sporting grounds out there when it comes to the time where we can get back on. But yeah, that's the benefit of having some rain. That our gardens are looking a bit brighter.
Yeah. No, good stuff. I agree. Hey, I love doing that, isn't it? Isn't it fantastic? And your two stories of hearing your daughter read for the first time, of the coffee, I can just relate to both of it. So thanks very much, guys, for sharing. Anja, as you heard me say before, we're into, what is it, 7 or 8 weeks now of social isolation. How are you coping? What are you doing to stay sane? You've got a young family. I think you and your husband are both working from home. Yes. How are you coping? What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, we recently moved to Altona 2 years ago, and we did a full reno on the inside of the house. So that was a huge, big project. So I've actually been doing a lot of planning, our second phase of the reno. So I think, when you have a vision and you have a plan for the future and you dream about something, I think that's what helps you stay positive. We can focus a lot in the now and the situation that we're in, but I think if you have something that propels you towards the future, that's what will inspire you. That's what will keep you positive. That's what will keep you focused. And I think so, having those projects, having those things that enrich your life are things that, obviously will help you keep that frame of mind in looking to the future, that this soon too will pass, so they say. And that there's much to be done, and so I'm a doer. So I'm planning already the phase 2 of the renovation. So
brilliant. Anja, we've seen a lot of different sort of classes and workouts that WynActive are sort of putting together out there, which is fantastic. And I've been able to find my yoga and my Pilates and the different sorts of class formats out there, which is, it's been great to learn about them. Can you tell us a bit around, what's planned moving forward and what you have sort of put together? Because I'm aware that you're a star in a few of these videos. So yeah, it'd be great to get your thoughts on what's sort of happening there and moving forward.
Yeah, so we're currently in week 5 this week, and yesterday being Wednesday, if you did catch it, you would have seen me doing a live Pilates 30-minute Find Your 30 live session at Aquapulse, and so I've just thoroughly enjoyed that because it's just that connection in with the people, and so we've got a great timetable at the moment, and I know that we're launching it week by week. And trying to provide lots of different opportunities and lots of different avenues for people to express their fitness. And so you mentioned yoga, and yes, there's Pilates, but we're also doing HIIT training, and I believe tomorrow, I think I've got a bit of an insight that there's going to be a booty buster with Kath and Kel. So Kathy, I should say, Kathy and Kelly, not Kath and Kim, Kath and Kel. They're going to get a reputation, aren't they? And they're doing a booty buster apparently. So look, we're trying to look after everyone. And then on the Saturday and the Sunday, we've got a resistance band training on Saturday with Cam, and then on Sunday is going to be some HIIT training. So we're definitely trying to make sure we cater to everybody and provide something that everybody can do. Because it is so important to find your 30. I mean, it's a great slogan, but also it's something so practical that we can really do and apply, you know, and whether that be 30 minutes of walking, whether that be 30 minutes of, you know, just sitting and maybe even meditating is so important, just to have that reflection time or something for your mental health. So yeah, find your 30, whatever it looks like. But our timetable is on our WynActive website. So if you click under the tab of the Aquapulse, you'll see the timetable there, and you can book in, plan what you want to do, because that's really key. As you heard me say, planning. So book in what you're going to commit to and make that a part of your day. And that's, you know, yeah, it's such a great thing to be a part of.
Fantastic, and thanks. All good advice. And yes, keep an eye on those WynActive workouts. Find your 30 set, and Anja certainly has been a star in quite a few of them, and has her ratings are right up there, James.
Yes, right. Anja, what is your what's your favourite class as a you know, throwing back to your group fitness roots and your passions in that space? What can you tip us into on your favourite class?
So even I love Pilates, but I think I can attribute my successful weight loss to spinning, to cycle instructing. And the reason I say that is because it doesn't take coordination. It doesn't take you to be overly fit immediately. You can progress your way up through it, and anybody can do it. And so I love that about cycling. You know, it's great for everybody. And that was my key, or something that I used really to get myself into the gym and started, because I wasn't coordinated whatsoever. But you know, the body is incredible. You can learn new things. It doesn't matter how old you are. So yeah, cycling I would say would be mine. Just etching slightly above Pilates.
Hey Anja, thank you very much for joining us today. It's just been wonderful to talk to you and hear about your unique insights into, you know, not only your life but weight loss, and just tips about swimming training. And it wasn't necessarily about swimming, about everything that you're doing. And thank you. Thanks, James, for joining me again for just a great webcast. I know we both really enjoy this time every day where we get to chat to some fascinating people. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. And yeah, James, you and I will see each other tomorrow, of course.
Brilliant.
For someone else, I think we've got someone else from WynActive lined up, but I'll let you know.
Can't wait. Yes. Be safe, everyone. Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, James and Barry. I really appreciate it. So yeah.
Thanks very much. Thanks, guys. Hey, we'll see you again tomorrow and next week. And stay safe, stay healthy, look after each other, and we're all going to get through this together. See you later.